Hello, everybody. So it is time for some more soul empowering hypnosis. And when I say some, I mean a lot. We are about to start 4 back to back hypnosis sessions with 4 incredible spirit animals. So, this first session, we are going to begin with the eagle. We're going to go for about 50 minutes. We'll take a 10-minute break. Then we'll go into the next animal, echidna, then eel. Then we're going to peak with the spirit animal dragon, which is really, really amazing. Now, that's what's happening for people who are attending live, that will be going back to back to back for the next 4 hours. If you're watching this recording later on in the future, just hit play on the next video. You can marathon all day long, however you want. You can do just the 1 session or 2 or 10. It's whatever is best for you. But if you're watching the recording, you're not going to see 4 in a row in this one video. You're just going to see eagle. All right. So today's date is May 25th, 2025. So 52525, a really powerful number for the energy of change, because for those of you who are interested in numerology, 5 is the number that represents change. An easy way to remember that is that on a car, there are 5 wheels. There are the 4 on the ground, and then there's the steering wheel. And so it's easy to remember that 5 is symbolic for change, because you can change your direction very easily whenever you're driving a car because of that 5th wheel, the steering wheel. So today can be your day to go from whatever, pretty good direction you were going in into the direction of just really, really crushing it, like really launching forward, starting from the momentum that we began today. All right. So the page numbers that eagle can be found on, also very magical numbers, 117 and 118 in the book. 117, well, we've got the angel number because of the 11, but then also 17 is representative of the of legacy. So if you see 1 and 7, that's legacy. And then 118, again, angel number 11. But then the 18, remember we talked about that a couple days ago, about how 1 and 8 is very symbolic of one infinite source. So this is a powerhouse in terms of numerology. And then on top of that, it's the eagle, which is very symbolic of not only freedom, but also of transformation. So if you're into astrology, I love how I'm bringing up all of my weird today. I'm like, let's do some hypnosis. Let's do some numerology. Let's do some astrology. I don't know much about tarot, but if I did, I'd be like, let's talk about some tarot. So when it comes to astrology, I'm a Scorpio rising, so I've paid attention to this detail, which is that apparently Scorpios are able to go through 3 phases of transformation. The other signs apparently go through 2, but Scorpios, because we are just in it to struggle and then win it, we go through 3. And it goes from Scorpion, and then it transforms into the eagle, and then the eagle transforms into the Phoenix rising. So for those of you who are Scorpios, whether it's sun, moon, rising, I think also a lot of people really pay attention to the Venus sign, then yeah, you're right here with me. And if you're into spiritual hypnotherapy, you probably got a good dash of Scorpio in you. All right. So as always, we are drawing from this wonderful book, The Animal Spirit Guides by Dr. Stephen Farmer. And the bullet points for eagle say, if eagle shows up, it means there's an opportunity for you that you are considering, and it would be best if you take advantage of it soon. Next bullet point. There will be a new beginning in a positive direction following a recent period of strife, one in which you've gained a great deal of stamina and resilience. Next bullet point. Detach and rise above the mundane so that you are able to see your life and circumstances with a broader perspective and greater vision. Next bullet point. It is a time for a great spiritual awakening, one where you experience a greater connection to the divine. Next bullet point. This is an important time to get creative inspiration from the divine. So heed any guidance you receive. Final bullet point. Whatever you put out positive or negative. Remember, positive always. Like people think about karma and they're like, negative karma, but positive karma exists too. Okay, so whatever you put out, positive or negative, you guys are positive. So this is really, really good, will now return to you in some form more quickly than ever. Okay, what I find to be really interesting about the timing of this, because of course I started these spirit animals back on March 31st of 2025. So we are rapidly closing in on 2 months of doing this every single day. I, of course, did not plan this, and I didn't even know that it was a thing. But because I do follow some astrology accounts on Instagram, which is like one of the only reasons I have any clue about astrology, they have all been talking about this time period starting yesterday, actually, May 24th, 2025, is a period of quickening with regard to karma. And so, again, if you've done anything bad, we've all done bad things. If you've done anything bad, that doesn't mean that you need to be fearful. It just means that you need to pay closer attention to all of the good things that you have been doing. Remember, as you progress along your path, being a good, kind, decent, loving person, not only will you eventually eclipse the not so great things that you've done, and again, we have all done them, whether in a past life or the current life. Nobody is immune to this. So please don't feel burdened or guilty. Just keep doing your good things, because not only are you going to eclipse whatever that karma was, you're going to surpass it big time, which means that karma eventually, probably already, turns into a really, really good term for you. And so knowing that as of yesterday, that there is this quickening in the karma, that it's a really, really good time right now. The eagle says so, the stars say so. So it's a very good time right now, especially if you have been one of those people that has put in the work. Like you've been working, you've been trying, you've been doing your best for a long period of time, and you maybe have been feeling like there hasn't been a ton of traction with regard to all of the good things that you've been doing. Think of it like a rubber band being pulled back and pulled back and pulled back. There's all of this energy that is building up within that rubber band, and one day it's going to go and then just launch. And I think yesterday was the day that that quickening starts, because a lot of us have felt that, where we've done a lot of good things, put out a lot of good work, a lot of effort and sacrifice to feel a far lower ROI, return on investment, that then makes sense. So this is a really good time now to pay attention to the rapid advancements and lock that into your brain and your heart, that everything that you were doing in the past, well, maybe it didn't feel like it was generating much. Now is the time that those seeds that you've been planting and watering and feeding and tending to, like, this is the time that they start to sprout, and the harvest is coming up very, very soon for you. So that's very exciting, because I know a lot of people are in that boat. All right. Let's see if there's anything else I want to mention before we start some hypnosis. Just a couple of things. All right. So again, we're dealing with the eagle, and the eagle is so amazing as a representative, a symbol of freedom. And what's my whole thing? Hypnosis is freedom. So this is a perfect animal to complement the energy of hypnosis being freedom. And then what type of hypnosis is this? This is soul empowering hypnosis. So we've got freedom, we have empowerment. So it is something that will bring a lot of, I like to call it calm confidence, because you know some people, they're a little cocky, and maybe they sort of feel like they're emitting confidence, but it doesn't come off as confident. What I'm talking about and what we're doing and what we're cultivating is calm confidence. This is the type of thing where you don't have to be boastful. You can just be who you are, and you know that you are good to go. And part of why it's so easy to cultivate that while you're experiencing soul empowering hypnosis is that you start to get to feel the difference between what it feels like to be you. Not that there's anything wrong with being you, it's just that being here as a human with a thinking brain can be very confusing and can be very scrambling. And so when you start to get to feel the difference between what the thinking mind is coming up with in your day to day, so your answers, your solutions, your decisions, You get to feel what the thinking mind generating all of that feels like, compared to, because you've been doing a lot of hypnosis, compared to the wisdom, the answers, the solutions that are generated from your soul and then revealed to you. And I would say the easiest way to describe the difference is that whenever, like, let's say that you're asking a question, whether it's an easy earth plane question or it's a higher wisdom, like big picture question, whatever type of question, if you are not sure of the answer, so you're asking this question, and then feel what your thinking mind, feel what that answer feels like. 9 times out of 10, that thinking mind answer is going to have what I call question mark energy. And so here's an example. So let's say that, okay, let's say that you have the question, what job would be best for your soul's mission and purpose? Like, let's say that you got a couple of different options. And so you've been thinking, all right, I've got these two options for these two careers. Which job would be best for my soul's mission and purpose? When you are working through it with your thinking mind, a lot of times it's going to have question mark energy because your brain will be thinking, well, I think that it's probably this one over here, right? Question mark energy. Like there's an answer, but it doesn't feel very confident. Nobody would go, yeah, I definitely believe that answer. They would go, I guess that answer is probably right. I don't know, because there's so much question mark energy. But if you ask that same question to your soul, the soul will just go, it's this one. And it's kind of a flat affect a lot of times, actually, because they don't really need emotions to drive a point home. They're just like, it's this. There's no question mark energy at all. And so as you get to experience more life and more hypnosis, it's really, really nice to get to feel like, oh, okay, all right. Like that is definitely a firm, clear answer. And if you ever have a situation where you're not sure what the answer is, no matter if you've thought about it for 10 minutes or 10 years, you're still like, question mark energy is for sure still there. Just ask your soul. And even if it's something that you've been struggling with for 10 years, your soul's going to pop in and be like, thank you for finally asking. Here's the answer. And then you have your solution. All right. So hypnosis is really good for that. So today, when you're having your session, we can ask some of those bigger picture questions so that you can find out your soul's answers. And then, let's see if there's anything else I want to mention. Nah, I think I've talked enough. Maybe the couple other things that I was going to mention, maybe I'll mention them in the next sessions that we'll do in a handful of minutes. Let's just go ahead and get ready to do some hypnosis. So grab your favorite blanket and your favorite pillow. And while you're doing that, I'm going to let you know how to work with me. Of course, you can go to my website, CourtneyStarkey.com. You can book your one-on-one SEH session with me there. You can also sign up for the SEH Soul Empowering Hypnosis Certification Training Program there. And once you're at my website, please make sure that you click on the red heart that says Save Money, and then you will, I know, spoiler, you'll save money. So just make sure that you click on that when you go to my website. All right. I hope I've given you enough time to get nice and cozy and ready for some seriously awesome hypnosis. Okay. I'm going to close my eyes along with you. And beginning to enjoy the feeling of having your eyes closed. And beginning to focus on your breathing, which should be deep and regular, from way down to way up. And as you're taking those nice, deep, relaxing breaths, go ahead and begin to really feel, really enjoy the nourishing oxygen, the peaceful energy, the expansive energy that flows in with each in-breath. beginning to really feel, really enjoy the feeling of letting go, releasing, relaxing more and more with each out breath. And as you continue to take those nice, deep, relaxing breaths, go ahead and from your heart, invite in a really warm, loving, protecting energy, a very soothing yet powerful, strong, protecting energy that begins to flow in from the top of your head all the way down your entire body. Maybe noticing a color, a light, or maybe it feels warm as this energy of protection continues to flow all the way down your entire body, all the way down to the tips of your toes, so that every cell and all of the spaces in between are filled, bathed with this wonderful, protecting energy. So much so that you begin to glow and radiate a halo of protection all the way around your entire body as you get to enjoy feeling so calm, so safe, so peaceful, and so protected. And as you continue to enjoy that wonderful feeling, go ahead and from your heart, invite in your soul, your guides, your spirit friends, your spirit animals, including the eagle, and let them know these words from your heart. I am open and I am ready for the loving energy, the powerful wisdom, the amazing shifts, the incredible changes. I am open and I am ready. And we're going to do something interesting as we invite in the eagle spirit animal today. Go ahead and invite it in, knowing that you may see it or hear it, feel it, or just know that it's there. And before we ask that question of what it wants to share with us, let's first ask the eagle, where would it like to take us? And maybe you can fly on its back. Maybe you grow wings and fly next to it. Maybe you do something different. But ask the eagle now, where would it like to take you? And we're going to sit quiet for a couple of minutes and go ahead and follow or fly with the eagle. And take your time, really enjoy and explore where it takes you. Sitting quietly now, enjoy. Taking a few more moments. And now, whenever you're ready, and I don't know what this means, they just showed it to me, so I'm going to relay it to you. The eagle wants you to put on a superhero cape. The eagle has already put on his superhero cape, but now he wants you to put yours on as well. So whatever that means for you, And maybe you put it on yourself. Maybe he puts it on for you. Maybe your soul, your guides, they do the honors. But know that you do have one, and it is yours, and you're being invited to put it on now. So we're going to sit quietly for a couple of minutes and just ask your team, why of all the things, why this? And find out, what is it that they want you to know or to feel? And remember, you can always ask follow-up questions. We'll sit quietly for a couple of minutes and really feel into the energy of this cape. It is yours. Taking a few more moments. They're delivering interesting things today. So what I'm seeing now is, in addition to the cape, now you have like an eye mask, like a superhero might wear. And I'm also hearing the Mission Impossible music in the background. And then I said to them, I was like, okay, what do I do with this? What do I tell them? And they just said very confidently, find your force. So that's their message to you. Find your force. And I'm taking the word force not as aggression. I'm taking the word force as energy, like your innate energy. Like find it. It's within you. So guys, find your force. We'll sit quietly for a couple of minutes. Taking a few more moments. And continuing with their enigmatic and brief directions, they're now showing me that they want you to fly to a mountaintop. And while you're at the summit, to look around. And the directions are gain perspective. Gain perspective. And I think that they want you to feel how freeing it is to be at that vantage point. And they also want you to gain clarity and a bigger picture perspective on something. I don't know what, but it will be liberating when you do. So we're going to sit quietly for a couple of minutes, go to the summit, gain perspective, feel the freedom, but also gain the clarity. Enjoy. Taking a few more moments. And as our final exercise for this beautiful spirit animal, let's go ahead and ask the eagle to send you the wonderful energy of freedom and empowerment And as we spoke of earlier, that energy of calm, confidence, the energy that just knows. So whenever you're ready, from your heart, inviting the eagle to send you that energy of freedom, empowerment, and true confidence. We'll sit quietly for a couple of minutes, really take it in. Maybe it will have some colors mingled in with it. Really receive it and absorb it. Enjoy. Taking a few more moments. And knowing that we're going to be bringing you back in just a few moments. Before we do, go ahead and send a lot of love to your soul, your guides, your spirit friends, the eagle, and allowing them to reciprocate and to send their love, their appreciation to you as well. And beginning the process of coming back now, knowing that when you're back, you'll be able to resume to your day-to-day activities just fine, just like normal. So driving, grocery shopping, dialing phone numbers, all of that will return just like normal. And you'll also come back in a way where this access, this connection, this beautiful energy will stay open at whatever percentage feels good to you. So begin the process now of coming back to this time, this place, the cozy cushions underneath you, returning your focus, your awareness to the sounds inside of the room and the sounds outside of the room. And also returning your focus, your awareness to your wonderful body and your wonderful breathing. And now as you're focusing on your breathing, beginning to really feel, really enjoy the enlivening energy that flows in with each in-breath, the expansive energy that flows in with each in-breath, the emboldening energy that flows in with each in-breath. And taking 2, 3, or 4 more really enthusiastic, really energizing in-breaths, and then opening your eyes wide awake and alert, and all the way back now. Welcome back. And I've decided that I will tell you one final eagle story because it's a powerhouse story. And I don't know that I'll be able to fit it in with any of the other animals in the same way. And not only does it have to do with the eagle, it also has to do with what we were talking about earlier, that energy of calm confidence, that energy of just knowing. And it also integrates something that we've been talking about all along, which is through hypnotherapy and your connection to soul and source and spirit guide energy, it changes you. It changes your discernment. It changes your intuition. Like it strengthens all of that. And so I was telling the story a few days ago during my Monday night lives with Aaron. And I was mentioning that before I moved here to this beautiful place, my favorite place I've ever lived in my entire life. And I lived in Hawaii, so this is saying something about how special it is here. But right before I lived here, I was at a long stay Airbnb about half an hour from here. And I'd been there for 6 weeks. I was supposed to be there for 3 months. And then the person who was my landlord, I had my apartment attached to his his house. And he tried to make the moves on me one day, and I didn't like it, and it made me feel very uncomfortable. I knew he had the key to my place. Like there were just so many reasons that it made me extremely uncomfortable. And so as I was moving out, like between him trying to kiss me to me moving out, it was no more than, I would say, a 3-day period. Because the morning after he tried to do that, I immediately drove here and just asked what they had available for rent. And they told me, and I told them the situation, and they fast tracked my application and they got me approved within 24 hours. And then I was moving all my stuff out the next day. And fortunately, the landlord was not at the house that day that I was moving all of my things. So he wasn't able to get in my way regarding any of that. Also, I prepaid for everything, and we just like took thousands of dollars. This guy's a real asshole. Anyway, and so I'm moving all my stuff out, and I tell him that I am moving, and then he tells me that a package that I had delivered, he put into the garage for safekeeping. He had never put any of my other packages in the garage. So it was really clear that he was trying to make a move to force me to be able to see him again to get that package out of his garage, which was locked. And so I'm moving all my stuff, and I'm moving all of my stuff. And by the way, having a convertible, I have a convertible, is great for moving because you can just put the top down, put all your stuff into the car, fill it as high as you can while still being able to put the top up. It's brilliant. It's great. So I was able to move in just 2 car trips, which was wonderful. And so he's holding my stuff hostage in the garage. And I obviously was extremely uncomfortable at this point. This guy has tried to kiss me. He is telling me that he's keeping thousands of my dollars, even though he's clearly in the wrong for what happened. He has now basically stolen my package that I really wanted, which he is keeping for safekeeping in the garage. Again, something he had never done before. So he's trying to strong arm me regarding that. So for multiple reasons, I'm extremely uncomfortable about the whole situation. I do not want to see this person again. But I really wanted the thing that was in the garage. It was I have an in-home weight room, and it was like my weights that I had ordered, and I waited for them to come in for 3 weeks. And I really wanted my weights so I could start like working out as soon as possible because I like weightlifting. I think it's very enjoyable and it's very soothing. So I really wanted that package. And I know that I have just one carload left. And as I'm taking like these final boxes out, knowing that I have one carload left, and I do not want to have to come back, and I do not want to have to see this guy again, but I really want that package. So I'm stressing out about it. I hear my team, my spirit guides, I hear them say to me, "You will not have to come back here." And it was just, again, no question mark energy. It was so calm. It was so confident. And I believed them. And as soon as I heard that, they said, "You will not have to come back here." And again, I lived there for like 6 weeks. I looked up, and in the sky, circling, was a bald eagle, which of course represents to me freedom energy. And so them giving me that message coupled with the bird, I was like, I don't know how this is going to turn out, but somehow I am not going to have to come back here, and I am going to get that package. I want that freaking package. So again, I'm like hustling back and forth, bringing things to my car. And a handful of minutes later, while I'm, closing out, like I'm really close to getting all of my things into the car, I hear noise, and the landlord's car is still not in the driveway, so I know he's not home. I hear noise from inside of the house. Like I can't remember if it was music or if it was a television, but I heard noise, and I knew that that meant that his adult son was in the house. Now, I don't know if the adult son had been, and he stays there, and I know he works from home. So I don't know if he had been in meetings and had in headphones. So when I was ringing the doorbell previously, he didn't hear me. But as soon as I heard the music and I heard, or the TV, whatever it was, I knew that he was awake or out of meetings or whatever was preventing him from answering the door before. So then I rang the doorbell and he answered it. It was clear that he had no idea what his father had been doing. Like he was just happy and friendly and, not giving me any weird energy at all. And so I just said like, "Hey, your dad put this package in the garage for me for safekeeping, but I'm here now and I can take it. Can I please get it?" And he was like, "Yeah, sure, of course." Opens the garage. I get the package. I put it in this like last little spot available in the trunk of my car. And yeah, get the hell out of there. So I really appreciate that while I was angsting about the situation with the package, that my team like stopped me dead in my tracks. They stopped the stress spiral and they were like, "No, like you're not going to have to come back here." And what I think is so beautiful about doing this work and connecting in with your team is that whenever you guys are in situations, we all have them, they're all coming, like we've had them and there are more to come, of course, because we're still alive. So stuff is still going to happen. That you have this ability to know that you're not just working with like the earth plane energy. You're not isolated. You're not on your own. Like you have incredible teammates. And so knowing that you can go that way and ask for help, ask for answers, ask for guidance, and they will deliver. Just make sure that you're listening and paying attention. And that this is a big, big detail, when they answer, when they give you information, listen. So like as soon as they said that to me, I stopped fretting. I was just like, "I believe you. Okay, thank you." And then so a handful of minutes later, son wakes up, gets out of his meeting, whatever, and then was available, and I was able to get my stuff, and I never had to go back there. And I blocked the guy from texting me, so I never had to deal with that energy again at all. So anyway, the eagle, that's what this bird represents to me. Freedom in more ways than one. Okay, we're going to take a 5-minute break, and then we're going to log off of this meeting, and then within YouTube, it'll have the meeting for the echidna. And so that's the one that I'll start in 5 minutes. So take a nice bathroom break, whatever you need to do, grab a snack, and then we're going to hang out with one of the coolest animals on the planet that I had never heard of before a couple days ago reading this book. All right, see you guys very soon, and we're going to have a fun time. All right, see you in a minute.